Okay, good, that's better. I got to start over. My camera got switched on to a different setting away from automatic. Okay, so these are row units that need to be rebuilt. These are row units that have been rebuilt with new bearings and parts and pieces and seals, and they're not complete yet. But they're getting there. I think I got 14 of them done. Those are the remainders, which means I have 10 to go, because there's 24 row units on this, or 24 hoes. That's what they call them in a grain drill, is a hoe. Got the new parts that I need, and these I'm quite excited about. These are the drill cruisers made in the US of A. So I'm going to pick one of them up here. They are steel, cast iron. They're the drill cruiser made in USA. They have a hole in them for some reason there. I don't know what that's about. I'm not sure. I guess I could go to their website and see if it's just a casting process that they needed to put a hole there or what. Well, what this has done with these, and I do have quite a bit of work to do. Timothy took the arm out of there. What this system does is it moves the bearing from the wheel. Where's these old ones? Right here. These are the old ones. It moves the bearing out of the wheels and kind of up out of the dirt. Now they're a small pilot style bearing, so honestly they're the same bearing that goes in a John Deere flywheel in the 4320, 4010, 4430, 4440, 4450. All of those pilot bearings are the same as the ones that go in those discs. John Deere was pretty good about getting the most use out of a bearing design. Was it the best application? Well, I don't think so, but there it is. So anyway, these are the old ones. This is a complete pile of scrap. Those are cast iron wheels. They are completely shot, rounded over. That was a newer one that's there. What happens when these bearings go out? They don't roll anymore, and then they drag, and then they wear off. So this is like I said, the drill cruiser system. This is the new arm. So what happens is this guy here, let me grab it up, gets stuck in here. Let's see, it should go. I think this is the side. Yeah, well, I think it actually doesn't matter, but it goes in there like so, like that, right? And a bolt. Let me take this out of here. There's a bolt system here that goes in, and then it has that dust cap that gets put over top of the bearing to keep the dirt out of the bearing. And they say that they last a really, really, really long time, which I'm quite happy to know that they do. Excuse me, I got a cough today for some reason. So I'm going to open this guy up here, and there's some stuff inside for each one of these. It's a hardware packet, which I do not need for this drill. This hardware packet is designed for designed for this arm style, for the newer style arm. Now I've showed this before. What I have to do is I actually have to drill out this hole to a 1-inch bore. I'm going to use my mag drill. There's plenty of surface there. I'll use my mag drill and an annular cutter. I'm going to cut that plug out of there so that the gizmos over there fit through there that can be welded in. They have to be welded in. So they'll press in or set in there and be welded in. This is the hole for the spring. This is for a newer model drill, probably the later series. I think it's for the latest series drill. No, the middle series drill. I didn't want to go to the latest series because I think the hole is in a different spot. I'm not 100% sure about that, but that's just my thoughts on that. I think that's what it was. And I figured that this would be the safest bet to do this system with. So this drill will be updated with the latest and greatest closing wheel system from Drill Cruiser, which I think is a copperhead thing, you know, but that is what it is. Now, I do have a major problem with the closing wheels. This guy right here, or the firming wheel. Those firming wheel arms are no longer available at all. I think I've said that already. And I really need to figure out what in the heck I'm going to do with that. With that thing not being available, I'm just wondering if this bushing set here, let's see what this bushing does. Let's go on an exploratory type of a thing here. I'm going to set you all down. Hold on a second here. Hopefully you don't fall. And I'll pull this guy out of here. Now, if this bushing works, right? Yeah, if this bushing works, like in there, which I do believe it will work, I could actually modify that guy there to fit this bushing. If I bore a hole through there to make this fit that bushing, then I can get all new closing wheel arms for a newer style drill, and we just use these bushings. But I have to bore that. Now let's see, is that correct? It is correct. Yeah, so that will work. Even if I have to cut a slice of that off or shim it, I think I could shim it right there. You know, put shims on it so that it goes in and out. I would much rather do that than actually bore that anyway and, you know, do the whole thing. I just wonder if there's enough room to move that hole. Well, you can't move the hole because of the spring. I'm talking out loud here, guys. Give me a minute. I do have 24 of those. So, I know what I can do. I know exactly what I can do. Well, I love it when I think out loud. All right, so what I can do with this thing is pretty simple. Is instead of buying a new arm, I can literally just flush cut that shaft off of there, right? Ching, flush cut that shaft off, bore a hole through the center of that shaft, which will put the hole in the right size, in the right place, because that's only going to be like a ½ inch. Is that going to be ½ inch? Yeah, it'll be a ½ inch hole, and it will be in the same, it'll probably have the same circumference as what that bushing has in there. So all I need now is just a 1-inch bit, a couple of them because I'll probably break them, but a 1-inch bit, I'll put them in the press and drill a hole through each one of those things. I'm going to take that 1-inch bit, bore each one of these, this hole here out to 1 inch, and then put that bushing in there, and I'll have it modified to the point where it will work with my existing firming wheels. So that's how I'm going to do that. Yep, decision's made. That's how it works here at the Pandy Farm. So that decision's made. It was easy, and now I just got to go procure a couple of bits. Yeah, maybe I'll do that right now. I don't think I can do it with an annular cutter, because there's no way to fasten that thing without making a jig. It would be a real pain in the ass. But I can use a drill press. You know, I've got a pretty decent drill press here. It's not bad. It'll do the job, and I could probably make blocks, wood blocks, and bore through it. Or I can just use a handheld bit, a drill, and go that route. I don't know. It'll be a little bit of a trick to get that on there, to bore it. I don't know. I do have a 1-inch annular cutter, so I might be able to figure something out to put onto that. See, that's a cast iron. This is cast iron, so it's not easy to weld to. If I wanted to say weld a jig to the to that thing, but I could probably. But these angles are different. I'll bet though I can make a plate of steel that I can bolt fast to this piece here. I've got some steel. I can make a jig that's big enough to mount my magnetic mag drill to, and then just bore through that with an annular cutter. But I think I'm going to need like a 4-inch annular cutter for that. Probably just a drill bit would be the easiest way to go. 1-inch bore drill bit, go real slow and just go through it. I'll figure something out, whether I do it on the floor or do it in the, I got to do it soon though, because I'm trying to get this stuff done. I mean, I'm running this guy here, which I think is a 3/4, and what that's for is to set these guys in, and there is a jig there. I guess I could make a jig. I could definitely make a jig. It wouldn't be terrible to do. Something to keep it straight is really what I need. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Anyway, yeah, on to the next project. Okay, so Tim's working on these wheels. We're actually using bin bolts 5/16 bin bolts to put those wheels together. I do have a bunch of new ones and some halves there, quite a few of them. I'm almost done. I've got 4 more to go. This is a very time-consuming job, and it's only the beginning. So what we'll do, and what I've already explained what I'm going to do, but I went and I got the drill bit to bore that out correctly. It is a 1 1/64 inch drill bit. Believe it or not, they had it. I'm not going to put it in the big heavy drill. I've actually got a small drill press over there. It's Tim's. Well, it was actually my uncle's, but a small drill press, and what we'll do is we'll set it up on the floor here and use pieces of steel to get it where it needs to be so we can run that drill press through that hole and widen it out. And then we're going, like I said, what I'm going to do with those arms, and it's going to work. It's going to work good. So anyways, with that being said, I'm actually getting excited that this thing is getting back together again. It should have been done a long time ago. Unfortunately, I haven't had, excuse me for the darkness, I haven't planted soybeans in 7 years. And so we're going on full on soybeans, wheat, and rye. The rye is I'm going to harvest a bit of that. I'm going to harvest some of the rye, but it is what it is, you know. You just have to set your sights on what you want. And then that rye, I'm going to use it instead of buying rye cover crop every year. I'll just harvest some of it, and I will from there I will clean, bag, and sell some of it to pay for some more cover crop seed. For multi-species cover crops. That's the plan anyway, and I think it's going to work. It's just going to be one of those things. Now I can probably, with the rye, because rye comes off sooner than wheat, believe it or not. I believe rye is first. Anyways, whatever, I'll set aside 50, 100 acres of rye, and I'll harvest that, clean it, bag it, and use it in the multi-species cover crop after that. It will be no different than a wheat crop, except rye, cleaned and bagged rye seed is worth $20-some a bushel. Or yeah, $17 to $25 a bushel, depending on what you do. And as these cover crops become more and more popular, if they do become more and more popular, then the market will even be driven even higher. So that's the plan. That is the plan. I don't care where the money comes from, whether it comes from wheat, rye. I would rather grow rye than wheat, personally, because no matter what, rye is worth more than what wheat is. The straw will be chopped back onto the field. There's just no reason for me to have that rye. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to cut it to the ground. I'm just going to, when I harvest the rye, I'll cut it rather high and drill through that rye with I could either double crop beans, which I don't think I'll do, but I'll probably just do the rye and then a multi-species cover crop. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that.